Bulma. Bulma is an human-type Earthling and the second daughter of the world's most richest man, Brief, and his wife, Panchy. She is also the younger sister of Tights. She would later marry the former Saiyan prince, Vegeta, and would give birth to both of their two children, a son, Trunks, and their daughter, Bura. Additionally, she one of the many principal owners of Capsule Corporation that creates a majority of the planet's technology. She also is a scientist and the inventor of the Dragon Radar. Bulma is the most significant female character in the series. Aside from Goku, Bulma is the single longest-running character in the entire meta-series, being introduced in the first Dragon Ball chapter and episode and maintaining a prominent role until the end of the series. Concept and creation. Bulma's original incarnation in Dragon Boy was the princess of the Flower Country. In Toriyama's first draft of Dragon Ball, Bulma's design was significantly different, giving her the appearance of a Western girl. During the second draft, Bulma had the braided ponytail that she had in her first appearance, but older looking with a different styled dress. The third draft gave her the name of Panchy and had exactly the same design as the final draft, but her clothes are tight black pants with a shirt that had her shoulders exposed. Appearance. Throughout the entire series, Bulma has changed her appearance more than any character, going through a total of 18 different hairstyles. Her hair colors varies between appearances, being colored purple, blue, or turquoise. Her hairstyle was shoulder length as a teenager. Many of the clothes Bulma is seen wearing often bear her name or the Capsule Corporation logo on it. She had a tender appearance in her teen years, like her milky-colored skin. In her teen years, her bust measurement was 85 centimeters, her waist measurement was 58 centimeters, and her hip measurement was 84 centimeters. As an adult, her bust measurement was 87.2 centimeters before breastfeeding and 83.4 centimeters after. In her initial appearance, Bulma had her hair in a braided ponytail with a red ribbon and wore a very short pink dress with her name on it with blue sneakers and purple socks. Due to wetting her panties when being captured by a pterodactyl, her clothes are quickly changed to a pair of boots, gray pants, and a blue jacket with a white tank top underneath with her hair unchanged. When she was staying the night in her capsule house, she wore a pink nightgown with one side of her hair in a pigtail and adds a pair of pink socks and blue sneakers to it when she was forced to take Turtle to the beach. After coming back from the beach, Bulma is briefly seen in a white shirt and pants with brown shoes and gloves when attempting to ride Goku's flying Nimbus. When dealing with Oolong in Aru village, Bulma is seen in one of her more consistent appearances featuring her hair down and wearing a pair of brown short shorts, red and white shoes, pink socks, a red jacket with a white shirt underneath and a red hat with her name on it. Since she loses her capsules at a river, she is forced to wear a bunny costume since she thinks the previous outfit got too dirty for her to wear. She wears the bunny costume until she gets a pair of gypsy-styled clothes at Monster Carrot's village. The gypsy clothes consisted of her hair in a ponytail while wearing a white suit with a red waistband, a golden collar, a small blue jacket, gold armlets, and red sandals. She wears this outfit until she gets back to West City. Personality. Her personality was based on the princess from Akira Toriyama's one-shot Dragon Boy, and her appearance was from Plamo from another one of Toriyama's one-shots named The Adventures of Tongpu. Bulma has a temperamental personality while being very tomboyish and girly at the same time. While known for her extreme intellect, Bulma is considerably spoiled and vain, using her great beauty as an excuse for her selfish behavior. Her selfishness prevented her from being able to ride the flying Nimbus. While in stressful conditions, she becomes frightened easily and gets angry toward everyone including her allies. Bulma tends to have a great deal of concern over her hygiene, frequently complaining when circumstances prevent her from taking a bubble bath or replenishing her beauty supplies, even when her hygiene is the least of her worries, such as being stranded in the wilderness. Despite her temperament, Bulma often displays friendliness and helpfulness towards others. She tends to approach major situations rationally, often making crucial decisions on her own, and she tends to be very persistent in achieving her goals. As she gets more mature, Bulma focuses on becoming a great scientist and helps out by creating and fixing inventions that help the Dragon Team and her family. She is shown to be very witty, usually teasing her friends, a part of being happy and easygoing. In the Japanese version, she even refers to Goku and Krillin by the Japanese suffix "kun," indicating she is very close to them. Biography. Bulma was born to Dr. Brief and Panchy, 11 years after her older sister Tights. At the age of 5, Bulma already showed signs of intelligence surpassing her father, and even respected elderly scientists such as Amori. When Jocko and Amori were in need of money, Tights called upon her father for aid, and the entire Brief family visited Amori's island. Bulma, who was 5 years of age at the time, visited the island with them and was initially wary of Jocko due to never having seen an alien before. Interested in Jaco's spaceship, Bulma makes the necessary adjustments to fix the broken spacecraft, as deducing that the power source for the ship, Sky Gold, could be replaced with a metal that has a similar energy storage coefficient, such as copper. While speaking with Jaco himself, Bulma showed the Galactic Patrolman a blaster gun she had created on her own, and shot a beam of energy from the weapon towards the ocean. This impressed Jaco, who asked if Bulma would consider joining the Galactic Patrol, and she told him she'd give the matter some thought. At age 16, Bulma, like her older sister, graduated from university, and began her hunt for the Dragon Balls. Hunt for the Dragon Balls arc. One day a girl named Bulma travels the mount searching for a Dragon Ball that was located around there. She comes across Son Goku and almost hits him with her car when the boy was on his way home after doing his daily chores. After an aggressive response between the two, Bulma surrenders and introduces herself to the kid. Goku then takes Bulma to his house, where she discovers the 4-star Dragon Ball and reveals to Goku the concept of Dragon Balls, Shenron and wishes, but she avoids telling him that once the wish is made the balls will scatter around the globe. Bulma finally convinces the kid to be her bodyguard during her siege for the Dragon Balls, and soon after they leave Goku's place. With her Hoi Poi capsule motorcycle, the two make good time away from Goku's home, only to make a pit stop. During her absence, Bulma is kidnapped by a pterodactyl, who ties up Goku and takes Bulma away with the intention of eating the young woman. She yells angrily at Goku to rescue her, and with the Nuevo and Bulma's motorcycle, Goku catches up to the dinosaur and makes quick work of it, rescuing Bulma, who pees her pants in fright. Later that night when camping in a capsule house in Skull Valley, Bulma ends up introducing Goku to several elements that he was deprived of in his isolation, such as technology, bathing and even the anatomy of women, by accident. The next morning, Goku finds a sea turtle lost and decides to walk him back to the beach, which Bulma unhappily agrees to since she does not want to be left alone and defenseless. After an encounter with a bear thief, they got him to the beach and met Master Roshi, who gave Goku the flying Nimbus for bringing him back. Bulma, who saw Master Roshi's 3-star Dragon Ball, got it from him in exchange for showing him her panties, which she did not know were not on at the time because Goku removed them while she was sleeping that morning. Only later, she discovers that her underwear is gone and gets furious as Goku admits, after being explained what panties are, that he took them off. When the two continue their journey, Bulma tries to use the flying Nimbus but was rejected since she is not pure-hearted. 3 days later, Bulma and Goku ended up in Aru village, which was under the rule of a shapeshifter named Oolong, who kidnapped the young daughters of the villagers. Bulma was given the 6-star Dragon Ball by an old lady in the village for coming up with a plan to have Goku defeat Oolong. Bulma forced Oolong to come with them on their journey since his shapeshifting ability can come in handy. The journey became hard for when they reached the Diablo Desert and lost her capsules after traveling through a river on a boat just before. While in the desert, she met Yamcha, who she develops a crush on. After spending the night in Oolong's house wagon, she was forced to wear a bunny costume, because it was the only clean clothes around she had to wear. 2 days later, the Dragon team arrived at Fire Mountain to find the next Dragon Ball before the Ox King finds them. Bulma and Oolong almost got killed by the Ox King but were saved when he found out that Goku knew Master Roshi. Bulma got the 7-star Dragon Ball when Goku and the Ox King's daughter Chi-Chi retrieved Master Roshi to put out the flames on Fire Mountain, but unfortunately for her, Bulma had let Roshi touch her breasts in return. Bulma had Oolong take her place in her shape, but Bulma got angry when he went overboard and exposed her breasts to him as well. While on their way to the final Dragon Ball, they end up getting supplies at a town. While there, Bulma is mistaken for a member of the rabbit mob because she is still wearing the bunny suit Oolong gave her. After getting new clothes, she is not feared by the townsfolk anymore, with one shopper becoming angry at her for pulling such a stunt. After Goku defeats 2 members of the mob, they call their boss Monster Carrot, who turns Bulma into a carrot after she makes physical contact with him. Goku got help from Yamcha and Puar, who have been secretly following them the whole time, to defeat Monster Carrot and have Bulma turned back into a human. The gang got back on track to their last, 1-star Dragon Ball, which was in the possession of Emperor Pilaf, who has the desire to use them to rule the world. Bulma and the others had to get a ride from Yamcha and Puar to Pilaf's castle since they had their previous card destroyed by Pilaf's minion Shu and 5 of their Dragon Balls stolen by him. While traveling, Bulma cozies up to Yamcha, who can barely keep his mind straight. While in Pilaf's castle, the gang was trapped in a room where Pilaf was able to steal the last ball from them that Goku had on. Oolong was able to save the world by stopping Pilaf from making his wish by shouting his wish for panties just a fraction of a second before Pilaf's request for world domination. However, the Dragon Ball gang was put into a cell to be fried the next morning. Bulma and the others were able to escape when Goku looked at the full moon, transformed into a great ape and broke them out. The next morning, Bulma becomes disappointed that she did not get her wish, but decides to hook up with Yamcha and head back to her home in West City. Tournament Saga. After preventing Pilaf from taking over the world, Bulma, Yamcha, Oolong, and Por decide to return to West City while Goku goes to train with Master Roshi. On their way back, their airplane crashes into a jungle where they are forced to walk. While back at West City, Bulma and Yamcha start to date. She cheers Yamcha on while watching him defeat an entire dojo of fighters to train for the upcoming World Martial Arts Tournament. During the time, Bulma decides to go visit Goku at Kame House, but found that the house was moved to a different location. Bulma becomes mad when Yamcha leaves West City to train in the wild. A month later, when coming home from grocery shopping, Bulma almost gets run over by a truck but is saved when Yamcha returns and saves her. Bulma becomes disappointed at him for being gone for so long and not contacting her. Afterward, she takes Yamcha to her house and gets him cleaned up. When Bulma arrives at Papaya Island to watch the tournament, she meets back up with Goku and Master Roshi while they were signing up. During the elimination rounds, Bulma used Oolong to help her get a good view into the room so she can watch Yamcha fight. When the tournament started, she got a front row seat. While Goku did an excellent job in the tournament, Bulma proudly took credit for being the one to discover him. After Goku lost the final round against Jackie Chun, who was really Master Roshi in disguise, Bulma and the rest of the gang ate dinner and began to leave back home, but she was unfortunately stranded in the desert again when Yamcha's car broke down and was caught in a sandstorm, bringing them back to the World Tournament arena where they started. Red Ribbon Army Saga. Bulma returns to West City and continues going to school at the senior high school. She begins to dislike Yamcha due to his popularity with other women. Goku meets back up with her in front of her house at Capsule Corporation one day when she ditched school and came home early. Goku came to have Bulma repair the dragon radar that got broken while traveling. Feeling bored with life in West City, she decides to join Goku and collect the Dragon Balls once more. Before Goku had arrived, she had made a new device, the microband, so she can shrink and travel with him in his shirt while he is on the flying Nimbus. Just before leaving, Bulma decides to show Goku around the city. While traveling through the city, Goku and Bulma come across Yamcha, Oolong, and Puar, who decide to come along with them to Dreamland. At Dreamland, Bulma decides to be moody the whole time because of her fight with Yamcha and walk around by herself. When she decides that she wanted to apologize to Yamcha, she sees what looks like Yamcha holding another woman. However, Yamcha was actually trying to disarm a scimitar from Heisei. Angry at Yamcha for his infidelity, Bulma whacks him with a pot, knocking him out and allowing Heisei to escape. After Goku caught Heisei, Bulma officially breaks up with Yamcha and travels with Goku to find the Dragon Balls. Bulma and Goku end up flying to an island that is right near the location of a Dragon Ball that is located in the ocean. When Bulma finds out that she did not have a submarine capsule on her, Goku goes off to find the ball underwater by himself, leaving Bulma on the island. Bulma wanders the island, not knowing that it was a base for the Red Ribbon Army. While wandering the island, she comes across two soldiers who were attracted to her. Since they were on an island in the middle of nowhere, the two soldiers wanted to take advantage of her, but Bulma ran from them. This made them angry, so they got into their planes and started shooting at Bulma, but Goku came by just in time to defeat the soldiers and save her. Seeing that the ball was very deep underwater, they went to Kame House to see Master Roshi and got a submarine in exchange for her microband, for perverted reasons on Roshi's part. When they began to go off into the ocean, Krillin decided to come along and help them. While searching in the ocean, they were chased by the submarine of General Blue into a pirate cave that was the site of some hidden treasure. While sneaking through the cave, they came across a trap that shot arrows by touching any of the black holes that were littered all over the hallway. Goku and Krillin were able to jump over all of them, but Bulma had to hang upside down onto Goku's power pole as it slowly brought her through the hall. While continuing through the cave, Bulma ran away from a pirate robot that Goku and Krillin fought. During the fight, Bulma and Krillin left and went ahead of Goku, who decided to stay and fight the robot. At the end of the hall, they had no choice but to strip to their underwear and swim the rest of the way. When Bulma and Krillin found a room filled with the treasure, they encountered General Blue. Bulma stayed and watched Krillin fight against General Blue. Just as Krillin was losing, Goku caught up and took him on. When Blue released his telekinesis on Goku, Bulma tried to seduce General Blue with her body, but it failed because General Blue is not interested in women. After Goku was able to defeat General Blue, Bulma and Krillin went to escape the cave as it was crumbling and Goku went to quickly find the Dragon Ball. Bulma drives an ancient submarine out of the pirate cave once Goku got the Dragon Ball. When they got back to the surface, Bulma shows Krillin and Goku that she hid a diamond from the treasure in her underpants while they were still in there. Bulma uses the diamond to pay Roshi back for not returning his submarine, but Launch reverted to her bad form and stole it. General Blue shows up at Kame House and has everybody tied up using his telekinesis while he takes the Dragon Balls and escapes, leaving a bomb behind to kill them. Launch returned just in time to save them by untying Goku so he can throw the bomb and catch up to General Blue. At that point, Bulma decides to end traveling with Goku and stay at Kame House for the time being. While Goku was out continuing his quest for his Dragon Ball, Bulma took the micro band back from Rashi, since he was using it for perverted reasons. While Goku was training at the top of Korin Tower, he looked through one of the water jugs and saw Bulma and Krillin cooking at Rashi's house, where she accidentally burned her finger on the stove. Another time Goku looked through the jug, she was seen teaching Rashi, Launch, and Krillin how to do aerobics. While she was Rashi's house, she was using what little resources he had laying around to make a scouting plane and another dragon radar to track Goku down. When Bulma launched the scouting plane, she saw that Goku was heading to the Red Ribbon Army headquarters to get their Dragon Balls. Bulma decided to make a phone using spare parts around the house so she can call Yamcha and have him take everyone to Goku. When everyone gets to the Red Ribbon Army base to meet Goku, they are late only to find that Goku easily beat all of them. Fortune Teller Baba Saga. Bulma fixes the Dragon Radar and is confused that it doesn't pick up the trace of the last Dragon Ball. Bulma decided to stay behind while Goku, Yamcha, Krillin, and Poir go to meet Master Rashi's sister, Fortune Teller Baba, to help them locate the ball, but Bulma and Rashi end up getting dragged to Fortune Teller Baba's palace by Goku as part of a plan Krillin has. Since Yamcha is a fighting see-through the Invisible Man and was struggling to fight, not knowing where his opponent is, Krillin has Bulma face Rashi while pulling her shirt off, exposing her bare breasts to Rashi. Rashi then has a nosebleed onto the Invisible Man, revealing him to Yamcha for him to easily defeat. Afterward, Bulma gets mad over Krillin pulling her shirt down and hits him. Bulma meets UPA and spectates the rest of the fights in the Devil's Toilet against Bandages the Mummy and Spike the Devil Man. When Goku finishes the final fight outside against his grandpa Gohan, Bulma tells him about what Goku accomplished when he's been dead. After Goku finished getting the Dragon Balls, Bulma had to promise Master Rashi that she would stay at Kame House if he would train Yamcha. While everyone was preparing for the World Martial Arts Tournament, Bulma saw pictures of Master Rashi when he was young and learned of Ino Shikacho, which she had a nightmare of Goku being slaughtered by. Tien Shinhan Saga. Bulma arrives with everybody else at Papaya Island by plane. While waiting for Goku to arrive, they meet Master Rashi's rival Master Shin the Crane Hermit, who brought along with students Tien Shinhan and Kaiatsu. During the tournament, Yamcha got his leg broken by Tien in the first match and Bulma helped him at the hospital. While staying at the hotel, she shared a room with Launch. As a spectator in the tournament, she seemed to hit Ulan a lot, mostly by accident, and also argued with Master Shin on many occasions. Bulma is also shown to be a fan of Pamput and even debated to cheer for him instead of Goku. King Piccolo Saga. Bulma's part in the King Piccolo Saga began to emphasize her role as a scientist. She lends the Dragon Radar to the Dragon Team so that they might locate the Dragon Balls before King Piccolo. However, the protagonist's efforts are in vain when King Piccolo is successful in summoning Shinran, and the menacing Namekian is granted eternal youth. Bulma stores the lifeless bodies of Krillin, Kaiatsu and Master Rashi, all victims of King Piccolo and his deformed son Tambourine, to later be revived by Shinran, along with every other undeserving victim of King Piccolo's campaign. Piccolo Jr. Saga. 3 years later, Bulma was once again a spectator at the 23rd World Martial Arts Tournament, where she reunited with Goku, as well as the other friends she made during Dragon Ball. It is here when she notices how Goku has grown up into a young man. With Goku now being 18 years old and Bulma now 22, Bulma refers to him as handsome and almost takes a liking to him. However, any possibility of a connection was not going to happen since Goku ended up getting engaged to his childhood sweetheart, Chi-Chi in the quarterfinals. Bulma becomes happy for Goku and looks forward to becoming friends with soon-to-be bride. Dragon Ball Z. Saiyan Saga. After 5 years of peace, Bulma is with Krillin and Master Rashi at the Kame House when Goku arrives and introduces them to his new child, Gohan. Bulma, Krillin, and Rashi are shocked by this information at first. Bulma also witnesses Goku's brother, Raditz, arriving on Earth to investigate why Goku, revealed to be a Saiyan named Kakarot by birthright, failed to exterminate the population of Earth as a child. She witnesses Goku fall to Raditz by only one kick and him kidnapping Gohan. After Raditz's defeat at the cooperative hands of Goku and Piccolo, Bulma is able to repair and modify the warrior's scouter device so that it may display a person's power level in Earth figures rather than Saiyan ones. A year later, the two Saiyans arrive on Earth. Bulma watches the battle on TV as Yamcha is killed by one of the Cybermen and she breaks down in tears. When they lose the TV signal, Fortune Teller Baba arrives, and they watch the battle on her crystal ball. Bulma is at age 28 at the time. When Goku fought Vegeta, Bulma read Goku's power level through the scouter, but his power level went too high for the scouter, and it broke. Frieza Saga. after many of Earth's finest defenders, including Piccolo, and by extension, Kami, and the Dragon Balls, are lost in the battle against the Saiyans Nappa and Vegeta, Bulma attempts to get a trip to Kami and Piccolo's home planet, Namek, in hopes of retrieving the Namekian Dragon Balls to revive Piccolo, whose restoration would also revive Kami and the Dragon Balls of Earth. Bulma tries to use the remote to Nappa's spaceship, which was left behind, but accidentally self-destructs the ship instead. Mr. Popo then assists Bulma by taking her with him on his magic carpet to help identify a large contraption in Yunzabit Heights as a spacecraft, particularly the craft used by Kami to escape Namek centuries earlier. After seeing that the ship was fast enough to travel to Jupiter within minutes, she has the ship repaired and modified at Capsule Corporation with the help of her father. During the preparation, Mr. Popo taught Bulma some of the Namekian language in order to help use the ship. Joined by Krillin and Gohan, Bulma uses the spaceship to travel to Namek. En route to Namek, Bulma was captain of the Namekian spaceship, where she spent the next 34 days sitting around in only her underwear and complaining of boredom. During this time in filler, the group is intercepted by a platoon of orphans in their mirror spaceship, certain that Bulma, Krillin, and Gohan are henchmen of the space tyrant Frieza. They are later tricked into making a crash landing on a fake Namek, where after a complex plot by the aliens Zacro and Rady, the group is almost left stranded. Upon reaching Namek, their troubles only multiply when Banana and Sway, two of Frieza's henchmen, deliberately damage the group's spaceship during an investigation, rendering them unable to leave the planet. Bulma leaves the Dragon Radar in the care of Krillin and Gohan, who begin their search for the Dragon Balls. During the two's departure, Bulma sets up camp in a capsule house hidden inside of a cave. While relaxing in a bath, she receives a radio transmission from her father that Goku is on his way to Namek. After telling Gohan and Krillin of the news of Goku coming, she meets the Namekian child Dend, which they befriended. She is soon plagued by numerous misdeeds while on Namek, when she is caught in the middle of a devastating confrontation between Vegeta and Zarbon, one of Frieza's top henchmen. She quickly admires Zarbon's appearance prior to the gruesome revelation of his second form, which ends up scaring her. She also witnesses Zarbon's demise as Vegeta obtains the Dragon Ball from them. After this, she is left out in the open to keep guard of the 4-star Namekian Dragon Ball. When a Dragon Ball accidentally falls into the ocean, Bulma uses her capsule submarine to go underwater and get the Dragon Ball back from a giant crab and its babies. After getting it back on land, she is threatened and kidnapped by 2 more soldiers of Frieza, Blueberry and Raspberry. She managed to defeat the soldiers. She tricked them by luring them to the nest of the giant crab from earlier, narrowly escaping from them in time. Eventually, she was forced to wander around the landscape, weakened to such an extent that she believes she no longer has anything to live for except getting revenge on Krillin and Gohan for leaving her behind. However, she was forced to flee when several Namekian dinosaurs seemed to be going after Bulma with the intention of killing her, although it was later revealed that they had merely been stampeding due to fear at a huge power increase by Frieza, and she had merely been in the way. Bulma later briefly has her body snatched by Captain Ginyu, leaving her soul trapped inside the body of the Namekian frog Ginyu had mistakenly snatched during his conflict with Vegeta. She later regains her body when Gohan interferes with Captain Ginyu's body change attempt towards Piccolo by throwing Bulma's frog body between Ginyu and Piccolo. Afterward, she is knocked back by one of the blasts from Frieza and Goku's battle along with Ginyu and is eventually knocked back even further by the aftershock of the Spirit Bomb. Bulma, still feeling sore towards Ginyu for tricking her, has Ginyu try to scout ahead for her friends. After Ginyu reports back, she then notices the aura on a nearby island resulting from Goku's transformation into the Super Saiyan. After Frieza in a last-ditch effort against Goku tries to blow up Namek, Bulma, witnessing the cataclysm, expressed horror and stated she did not want to die as the ground began cracking underneath her, though she ultimately survived due to Frieza unintentionally holding back enough power to delay the destruction by 5 minutes. Bulma attempts to restart the ship when preparing to leave for Earth and tries to stop Gohan from trying to sacrifice himself to stop Frieza from escaping the dying planet. After a wish made to Porunga, the eternal dragon of Namek, transports to all living beings on Namek except for Goku and Frieza to Earth. Bulma allows Vegeta and the Namekians to take shelter at Capsule Corporation for a year, until the Z-Fighters could be revived and a new planet, suitable for the Namekians, could be found. She even offered Vegeta to stay at her home, which he does, but he is bemused when she calls him cute. After half a year, the Namekian Dragon Balls are used to resurrect the deceased Z-Fighters, including Yamcha, much to her delight. Frieza Androids Interlude. Sometime after, she receives word of a person finding a device belonging to her company. She soon joins her future son and Gohan in doing the investigation and is shocked to learn that it is a time machine, the very same one Trunks time traveled with, but he is confused as he had it on him and compares it with the older-looking one. Bulma finds an eggshell in the machine while Gohan finds the shell of what could have come out of the egg, which terrifies Bulma after Trunks states what emerged could be bigger and near the area. Bulma nervously leaves the area, telling Trunks not to be afraid to come by the house when he feels like. Krillin later gives Bulma blueprints for Android 17 that were confiscated by him and future Trunks. Bulma develops a remote device that can be used to deactivate Android 17 and Android 18, but when Krillin has the chance to use it and destroy Android 18, he chooses to destroy it because he has come to have feelings for 18. Bulma goes to Cammy's lookout to give the Z Fighters the third-party model of battle armor she developed to help in their training for the Cell games. After Android 16 is damaged while trying to prevent Cell from absorbing 18, he is repaired by Bulma and her father. During the repair, the unconfident pair decides to remove 16's bomb, which proves to be a poor move as 16 later attempts to use the bomb against Cell but does not realize until he is in combat with his opponent that he has no trump card, which causes his death. After Cell is defeated by Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, Bulma is seen at Capsule Corporation with the others, saying her farewells to future Trunks before he returns to his time. Great Saiyaman Saga. 7 years later, Bulma is properly living with Vegeta and their son Trunks. By now, she and Vegeta are married and have a better relationship. She designs a disguise Gohan can use with his Great Saiyaman watch while fighting crime as the protector of Satan City, the Great Saiyaman. World Tournament Saga. After the tournament, she goes with the group to look for the Dragon Balls to resurrect the citizens Vegeta killed. As Vegeta sacrificed himself to stop Majin Buu, she senses that something bad has happened to him and spends the search worrying about him. She later takes shelter from Majin Buu on Cammy's lookout with the rest of the group. When informed of Vegeta's sacrifice against Buu, Bulma openly expresses her feelings towards Vegeta by breaking down in despair, admitting she truly fell in love with him after Cell's defeat. A day later, Super Buu finds everyone on the lookout and spares them when using his human extinction attack to kill all the other people on Earth. In addition, unbeknownst to her, in order to get old Kai to unlock Gohan's hidden depths of his power, Goku bribes him with having him grope/gain nude pictures of /go on a date with her. When Super Buu escapes from the hyperbolic time chamber during his fight with Gotenks, Bulma, along with the others, is transformed into chocolate and consumed by the monster. In the other world, Bulma, now with a ghostly tale due to being dead, goes to heaven where she gossips with Chi-Chi, Videl, and Bura until the battle ends. Afterward, she is revived by the Dragon Balls along with her family and friends. Bulma hears Vegeta pleading for the Earthlings to give their energy to Goku to create the spirit bomb used to eliminate Kid Buu once and for all, and she is happy that he is back. She and all the Z Fighters oblige to Vegeta's request and eventually, all the Earthlings do when Mr. Satan orders them to. After Kid Buu's demise, Bulma happily declared her love to Vegeta. When all the Z Fighters reunite, Bulma happily greets Vegeta, showing she forgives him for his earlier actions. In a filler episode, Bulma later hosts a party at her home Capsule Corporation. Dragon Ball Super. God of Destruction Beerus Saga. Bulma, Trunks, and Vegeta go on a family trip and are en route to an island far from home. Vegeta, perched atop their plane, laments that he isn't training, which causes Bulma to send their plane into a series of dives in order to train him. After a variety of maneuvers, which consist of diving into the ocean and flying the plane through a dense forest, Bulma is surprised that Vegeta is still unmoved. As the family relaxes in a gift shop, Bulma notes that Vegeta has changed positively, having given up his precious training to spend time with his family. Vegeta shrugs her remarks off, stating that he was merely keeping a promise he made to Trunks. The family stops to eat, which Bulma notices calms Vegeta greatly. However, while they are eating an octopus, Vegeta gets sprayed with ink. Angered, Vegeta begins to power up, which shatters nearby glass. Bulma and Trunks quickly whisk him away to prevent more damage from being done. That evening, the family find themselves on the beach. Trunks spots a cruise ship crossing the bay and Bulma mentions that she could rent one to have her birthday party on. That night, the family attends a beach party. Bulma and Trunks search the crowd for Vegeta, but only to watch the angered Saiyan fly away. Bulma decides to have her birthday party on a luxurious cruise ship and invites all her friends to the party. During the birthday party, the argument between Majin Buu and Beerus turns in a fight with the Dragon Team. Beerus effortlessly defeats the Dragon Team. Just as Beerus is about to finish Vegeta, Bulma walks up and slaps him for ruining her party. Beerus retaliates in similar fashion. Seeing Bulma get struck infuriates Vegeta, he explodes and powers up immensely. After Goku becomes a Super Saiyan God and starts fighting Beerus, Bulma decides to follow them and takes a Capsule Corporation ship. In the ship, Bulma along with the Dragon Team watch Goku and Beerus fight. During the clash between Goku and Beerus, the ship's engine is damaged, making it difficult for Bulma and the Dragon Team to catch up with Goku and Beerus. Bulma tries fixing the ship's engine in order for it to fly faster, becoming steadily annoyed by the numerous requests for Bulma to fly faster. The ship reaches the island where Goku and Beerus continue battling. After Goku and Beerus take their battle into Earth's atmosphere, Bulma flies the ship to the atmosphere. However, the power emanating from Goku and Beerus causes the ship to start malfunctioning. Bulma and the Dragon Team watch Goku and Beerus clash. The punches from the two gods sends huge shockwaves throughout the universe. Bulma's ship breaks down due to the shockwaves and begins plummeting towards the cruise ship. The ship is about to hit the cruise ship, but Whis uses telekinesis to stop the ship from crashing down and lands it safely on the water near the cruise ship. After Goku is defeated and Beerus suddenly falling asleep, Whis informs a flabbergasted Dragon Team that the Hakaishin is tired, and explains that while Beerus won't wake up in a good mood, he'll likely forget about the destruction of Earth. Whis also informs the Dragon Team to make sure they have pudding the next time he and Beerus arrive, to which Bulma assures, but demands that the Earth will not be destroyed if Beerus does not like the pudding. Whis responds that Beerus will be quite angry if he does not like it regardless, which annoys Bulma. God and God Arc, Manga. Sometime after the 6 months period following the battle with the pure Majin Buu, Bulma hosts her own birthday party on a luxurious passenger ship and invites her friends to the party. Later, Beerus and his attendant arrive, and his argument with Majin Buu accidentally turns into a fight. Despite Dragon Team puts all their efforts, the Hakaishin proves to be stronger than them. In irritation, Bulma slaps Beerus for ruining her birthday party, but the Hakaishin responds with a slap that knocks her back. This leads Vegeta in a rage of emotion, launching a barrage of attacks on Beerus, but being ultimately nothing against him. Suddenly, Goku shows up, tells Beerus that he has an idea to find the Super Saiyan God, so he lends her Dragon Balls to summon and ask Shinron. After the former successfully transforms into a Super Saiyan God, she along with other people watch the beginning of Beerus and Goku's fight from the ship. Revival of F arc. At a restaurant, Bulma treats Whis to delicious food. Whis enjoys the delicious food and apologizes to Bulma for the trouble, to which Bulma replies that it's fine since they are friends. At Capsule Corporation, Vegeta returns as well as Bulma and Whis. Vegeta is shocked to see Whis, who responds that he comes to Earth sometimes to hang out with Bulma and eat delicious food. Vegeta demands that Whis take him to Beerus so that he can challenge him. However, Bulma pulls Vegeta away to explain to him that if he challenges Beerus, the Hakaishin will come to Earth and try to destroy it again. Bulma and Whis prepare to leave in order to have dessert. Vegeta tries to get Whis to take him by force, but Whis uses his ki to immobilize the Saiyan. Vegeta asks what Whis is, to which Whis explains that he is Beerus' teacher, which shocks Bulma and Vegeta. Before Bulma and Whis leave, Vegeta, who proposes that he will treat Whis to the most delicious food Earth has to offer in exchange for becoming his student. Vegeta takes Whis to many restaurants, but Vegeta's efforts are in vain as Bulma has taken Whis to the restaurants before. Desperate to get Whis to train him, Vegeta decides to cook for Whis only to fail. As one last-ditch effort, Vegeta gives Whis the food that Bulma has hidden from him, a cup of noodles. Whis tastes the noodles and finds it to be magnificent, while a disappointed Bulma notes that she was going to use the cup of noodles as her trump card. Before leaving, Bulma gives Vegeta new and improved battle armor for him to wear while training. After a few moments, Vegeta and Whis arrive on Beerus' planet. 6 months after the battle between Goku and Beerus, Bulma is going out for a haircut but soon becomes involved in a bank robbery chase after the bank robbers damage her car. Bulma chases after the bank robbers and manages to stop them. The police officer chasing after the bank robbers reveals himself to be Kuririn. After the bank robbers are arrested, Kuririn explains that he managed to become a police officer after finally passing the police academy exam during his 3rd attempt. Bulma congratulates Kuririn, to which he thanks her for but admonishes her for getting herself in danger. Kuririn gives Bulma a traffic fine for speeding and dangerous driving, much to Bulma's anger. Kuririn's phone rings and answers. It is Gohan, who tells him to come to his house. At Gohan's house, Gohan explains to Bulma, Kuririn and Goku that Chi-Chi and Videl locked themselves in a room with Pan after Gohan and Mr. Satan showed irresponsible behavior. In the locked room, Chi-Chi asks Videl about Pan's future and how she wants to raise her. Outside the locked room, Bulma decides to help out in exchange for her traffic fine being cancelled, but Kuririn refuses to cancel her fine. Bulma decides to help out regardless. After telling Chi-Chi that it's her, Bulma is taken into the room by Chi-Chi. Videl has a discussion with Bulma and Chi-Chi about Pan. Eventually, Videl decides that she wants Pan to grow up however she wants. After Bulma mentions that Vegeta is training with Whis instead of working, a flabbergasted Goku breaks into the room. Bulma explains that 6 months ago Vegeta went with Whis to train, much to Goku's shock. After fixing the broken wall, Goku asks Bulma when Whis will return as he wants to train with Whis as well. Bulma speculates that Whis will return in 1 or 2 months, but Goku does not want to wait that long and desires to begin training immediately. After Bulma tells Goku that she doesn't know how to contact Whis, Goku reluctantly decides to wait until Whis returns. Goku starts to annoy Bulma by visiting her to ask about Whis, thus Bulma decides to give Goku a phone and will call him when Whis arrives. Goku waits anxiously for Bulma's call. Eventually, after some time, Bulma phones Goku to tell him that Whis has returned. Goku changes into his fighting uniform and flies to Capsule Corporation. At Capsule Corporation, Goku asks Whis to train him, to which Whis grants Goku's request. Before leaving, Whis decides to have his meal. However, Goku's impatience starts to annoy Whis and Bulma warns Goku that Whis might change his mind if he keeps annoying Whis. Goku relents and decides to wait patiently. After Goku leaves with Whis, Chi-Chi asks about the surprise party, to which Bulma tells Chi-Chi that she will have another big party. 4 months have passed since Frieza's revival, a spaceship is going to Earth and heading to Capsule Corporation. Outside Capsule Corporation, the small man asks Goten and Trunks to take him to Bulma as he has something urgent to discuss with her. The boys ask for his name, to which the small man tells the young Saiyans that he is Jocko the patrolman. Goten and Trunks bring Bulma to Jocko and the two have a brief reunion. Deciding to move on to important matters, Jocko warns Bulma that Frieza has been revived and is on his way to Earth with 1,000 soldiers. Bulma attempted to summon Whis through a strawberry sundae offering in order to communicate with Goku, but nothing happened. Bulma asks Jocko when Frieza will arrive, to which Jocko bluntly states in 1 hour. Horrified, Bulma gives the strawberry sundae to Jocko to hold and goes to inform the Dragon Team about the impending crisis. Hakaishin Kampa Arc. When Goku and Vegeta return to Earth with the news of the Super Dragon Balls, Bulma is initially surprised. The two, along with Whis and Beerus, want to know if Bulma can make a dragon radar that can detect the presence of these larger wish orbs. Bulma decides that, if the Super Dragon Balls are the same as the normal Dragon Balls, only larger, she should be able to make a radar that can find them by increasing the sensitivity of it. She comes up with a simpler idea, however, collecting Earth's Dragon Balls and summoning Earth's Shinron to wish for the location of the Super Dragon Balls. Beerus commends her for the idea, seeing her as more than a middle-aged woman. On reflex, Bulma slaps Beerus, but is forgiven due to her idea. As Beerus orders Vegeta to go find the Dragon Balls, Bulma watches her terrified husband fly off in amazement. After Vegeta comes back with the Dragon Balls in tow, Bulma is the one who summons the dragon forth. While Beerus says Vegeta gets the job done quickly as his errand boy, Bulma reproaches the Hakaishin for this, and commends Vegeta for his hard work, rewarding him with a kiss on the cheek. As Shinron is summoned, Bulma steps up to ask Shinron for the location of the final Super Dragon Ball. However, she realizes things won't be this simple as the wish is beyond Shenron's powers. Because of this, she decides to go with the original plan to make the Super Dragon radar. When Goku realizes he forget to wish the North KO back to life, Bulma simply tells him to forget it. Later that night, Bulma treats Goku, Vegeta, Beerus, and Whis to a feast of beef stew. When Beerus reprimands Goku by shouting, Vegeta covered Bulma's ears to prevent damage. She also takes note that Kampa could have either wished for food or the duplication of Earth, if the Super Dragon Balls can grant any wish. Beerus, however, simply states the Dragon Balls are the excuse that the Hakaishin need to fight. The next morning after Beerus' departure, Bulma is awake and hard at work creating the Super Dragon radar. She remembers vividly the expression Beerus had before he left, worried about the wishes he'll make. Distrusting Beerus, and wanting to collect the 7 Dragon Balls before him, Bulma contacts her sister, Tights, to bring Jocko to Earth. When Jocko is initially resistant, Bulma threatens to send Vegeta to attack Galactic Patrol headquarters, forcing him to agree. When Goku tests out the radar only to find no response, Bulma explains that Earth is at the edge of the universe, and to find the Dragon Balls, they'll need to spread out to the center of the universe to find them, determined to not let Beerus have his way. Future Trunks Arc. After Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks return from the future after their battle went awry, Trunks calls for his mother after seeing his father, future counterpart, and Goku horribly wounded. Coming to investigate, Bulma sees her husband close to death on the ground and screams in terror. Whis is a little worried that future Trunks has been traveling through time as he notes about the butterfly effect. The butterfly effect is a concept where if one thing is changed in the past, it can have severe consequences in the future. Meanwhile, Beerus wants to destroy them and the time machine. Bulma tries to argue but future Trunks intervenes and Bulma points him out to Beerus as god of destruction when he begged Whis instead. Beerus only agrees to stop so he gets tasty food and Bulma gives Beerus and Whis some sausages and they love it. Bulma notes that the time machine only had fuel for a one-way trip. However, she finds a note that has been written by her future self. The future Bulma has given her past self a clue to where she can get more fuel and build a better time machine. Future Trunks then mentions to the rest of the gang that the new enemy he faces looks like Goku. He says that the enemy is known as Goku Black when Bulma points out that name is silly. Future Trunks tells her it was her counterpart that gave him the name, as she is mortified but says they are two different people. She is then shocked to hear that her counterpart was killed, as Vegeta is angry at Future Trunks for the death of future Bulma and running away to the past. Bulma tells him to overlook it as she shows them the notebook she found that would help Trunks to travel with present-day Goku and Vegeta to the future. After Goku Black arrives in the present timeline, Bulma noted that he really did look like Goku. He then battles Goku and destroys the time machine Trunks came in from before he is sent back to the future. Thankfully, Bulma reveals that she still had the time machine that Cell came in. Bulma wanted to keep Cell's time machine to learn more about time travel, but she wasn't able to figure it out. She then found notes from her other self-containing theories. Bulma and her father, who returned from his vacation, soon repair the time machine. Eventually, also with the help of the Pilaf gang and Trunks, she completely restores it, also preparing enough fuel for it for a round trip. Future Trunks thanks her and he leaves for the future with Goku and Vegeta accompanying him. Later on, she is shocked and greatly flustered to see the time machine return, with Goku, Vegeta and Future Trunks beaten and unconscious. Seeing her husband badly injured makes Bulma panic. Wasting no time, she immediately gives senzu beans to Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks, scolding the former for leaving them in the bathroom. Later, Beerus returns with Whis and Goku to Earth to inform them that he destroyed Zamasu and thus should have returned the future to safety. However, Future Trunks wasn't completely satisfied with Beerus' theory and decides to return to the future to check things out. After having dinner, Bulma decides this time to come along to the future along with Trunks, Goku, and Vegeta as they need someone to pilot it when they head back home. Upon arriving, they look in shock as they see that the future didn't change at all. After landing at the ruined Capsule Corporation in alternate timeline, a member of the Resistance approaches them telling them that future Mai's life is in danger. Arriving at the Resistance's base, Bulma spots future Yajirobe and thanks him for saving Trunks and Goku. Eventually, Trunks saves Mai with a senzu, and Bulma exchanges pleasantries with Mai, offering the latter necessary supplies for the refugees and the Resistance. Immediately, the Saiyan sends Black and Zamasu's key and head to confront them, with Bulma, Mai, and Yajirobe watching the upcoming battle. Bulma, along with everyone else, are then surprised to learn that Goku Black is, in fact, the Zamasu of the unaltered timeline, who used the Super Dragon Balls to switch bodies with Goku and killed him in the process. He was able to negate his past self's death with the Time Ring. She later witnesses Trunks' new Super Saiyan form never seen before, after the latter being told by the two incarnations of Zamasu that he is responsible for their Project Zero Mortals, calling Trunks a sinner for his use of the time machine. Trunks then bought Bulma, Vegeta, and an injured Goku enough time so they could return to the past to figure out a plan to defeat Black and Zamasu. Upon returning to their own timeline, Bulma angrily yells at Beerus, telling him about what they have witnessed in the future, putting the blame on him for everything they have experienced. With Beerus denying the events of the future to avoid taking his responsibilities, Bulma was about to punch Beerus until Vegeta stops her and tells her that they should focus instead on finding a plan to defeat their enemies and not wasting the opportunity that Trunks gave them. After Beerus and Whis' departure, Bulma immediately begins to prepare the fuel for the time machine. Soon afterward, Gohan, a worried Chi-Chi, Piccolo, and Krillin arrive at Capsule Corporation. Bulma then tells everyone about the threats that are terrorizing future Trunks' timeline, which especially shocks Gohan. After Piccolo gives everyone hope with the idea of using the evil containment wave to seal their enemies, Bulma tells Vegeta that it would take half a day to gather enough fuel for the time machine. Eventually, Goku, Vegeta, and Bulma return in the nick of time to save Trunks as he was critically injured by Black. The latter immediately notices them along with Zamasu and destroys the time machine, preventing them from escaping again, thus destroying the vase destined to seal Zamasu and Black. After Goku and Vegeta went to face their nemesis once again, Bulma reveals that she made a special garage, proudly claiming that she will repair the time machine. She is soon reunited with Future Mai and Future Trunks, relieved that the latter is alright. She then tells them about their plan to seal the duo inside the broken vase and that she needed Trunks to repair the vase with a super glue as he is good at solving puzzles, much to his surprise. Later, she is terrified to learn from Trunks that future Zamasu is approaching them. She immediately suggests that Trunks should learn the evil containment wave in order to seal Zamasu. Eventually, she is able to show the pose needed to perform the technique by showing Trunks a recording video of Piccolo doing the technique through her smartphone. She then tells Trunks that she will buy him enough time so he could master the technique and that he should have faith in her despite the latter's worries. She then approaches Zamasu and tried to flirt with him, but to no avail as Zamasu immediately grabs her by the collar, apparently unconscious. Upon seeing this, Trunks is immediately reminded of his own mother's death. Angry at witnessing the same thing happening to his past mother, Trunks finally performs the evil containment wave and successfully seals Zamasu inside the fixed vase. Bulma immediately regains consciousness and congratulates Trunks much to his and Mai's relief. She then tells Mai to place the talisman on the vase to prevent Zamasu from escaping, but then remembers that they didn't bring it with them. The three of them then tried hard to hold the vase in order to prevent Zamasu from escaping, but to no avail as Zamasu gets out of the vase barely breathing. Black then uses instant transmission to teleport himself to Zamasu's, and the two of them performed a pot-era fusion to form fused Zamasu. Trunks evacuates Bulma and Mai away from the battlefield, and Bulma used this opportunity to repair the time machine. Soon afterward, Bulma used her own garage as a shelter for the remaining survivors and refugees. After repairing the time machine, she is seen giving her energy to Trunks' spirit bomb, whom the latter absorbs it in his own sword and managed to defeat Zamasu. Bulma arrives along with Mai in the battlefield, congratulating Trunks for his victory, wishing her future self was there to witness Trunks' glory. However, their happiness is short-lived when Zamasu's essence takes over Earth and kills the remaining survivors on it, which greatly devastated Mai. She later witnesses future Xeno's arrival after being summoned by Goku with the button he received from present Xeno as a last resort to eliminate Zamasu. Trunks asks who Xeno is as Bulma informs him that he is the most eminent god in the universe, which shocks the latter. Goku asks Xeno if he will erase Zamasu, as the latter confirms along with the world. Goku immediately told Bulma and Trunks to prepare the time machine as they hurriedly do so. Future Xeno wipes out the entire multiverse along with Zamasu, while Bulma and the others use the time machine to and narrowly head back to the past, putting an end to the Rogue Kai's ambition at the cost of the future timeline. Afterward, Goku and Trunks use the machine to retrieve future Xeno, bringing him to his present counterpart to be friends. At dinner, Whis convinces future Trunks and future Mai that they could go to live in the alternate timeline which Beerus created after he destroyed Zamasu, which is free of Zamasu's terror. Bulma interjects by saying they would have to deal with Zamasu again, but Whis states he will go that future and alert future Beerus of the Rogue Kai and have him take care of him. However, Whis states, because of his alterations there would be two versions of Mai and Trunks, which the two accept. As Trunks and Mai prepare to leave, Bulma gives Trunks a box of supplies and wishes for both he and Mai a better life, even teasing them by stating her future self will soon become a grandmother, much to their embarrassment. She and the Z-Fighters bid farewell to the duo as they are heading to settle down to a new timeline where their friends and relatives are alive and free of the apocalyptic nightmare caused by Zamasu. Shortly after, Bulma watches her husband, son, and friends have a friendly baseball game between Universe 7 and Universe 6. Bulma cheers for Vegeta and Yamcha, who blushes at her before being beaten by Vegeta and Kampa throughout the game. She later tries to reinvent the time machine without Beerus' knowledge and realizes she needs a specific mineral within Earth's core. After wishing for the mineral from Shinron, Beerus figures everything out and destroys the time machine and mineral, ordering Bulma to never make another time machine again. At a scientific award ceremony, Bulma's inventions earn her a nomination, but the ceremony is interrupted by Aral, who causes havoc. Bulma lets Vegeta try to deal with her, but is quickly blasted away. Bulma then asks everyone via live camera to think of the most delicious food and uses the delicacy to get Beerus and Whis to help. After Goku deals with Aral, Bulma tells Trunks she is glad the day is over, but realizes she is forgetting something, which turns out to be Vegeta, who was blasted off elsewhere by Aral. Afterward, Goten tells Gohan that Vegeta refused to train with Goku, and Chi-Chi wonders if something happened with Bulma that made him refuse, unaware that Bulma had found out she is pregnant and Vegeta is opting to take care of her overtraining. While trying to retrieve the Paradise Herb from the Forest of Terror, in addition to the illusions of various villains, Goku and Krillin are confronted by an illusion of Bulma herself, humorously demonstrating the fear she occasionally inspires in them. Universe Survival Saga. Several months later, Goku wants to ask Vegeta to train with him and Whis for the Xeno Expo. He visits Bulma and finds out she's pregnant with her and Vegeta's second child. She later exercises with Pilaf, Shu, and Mai as she is past her due date. As Chi-Chi comes to visit and they talk, Whis shows up and uses his time-warping powers to bring the baby girl out from inside her, leaving everyone shocked. Bulma is delighted by her daughter and lets everyone take turns holding the baby. She convinces a disappointed Trunks to hold his sister and tells him he needs to protect her, and she is happy when Vegeta eagerly holds the baby. When asked what the baby's name is, Vegeta is about to suggest Echelot, but Bulma announces it is Bula. Vegeta protests, but relents because Bula isn't a bad name after all, much to Bulma's delight. Later that night, Beerus wakes up from a nightmare and startles Bula, and Bulma puts her to bed. The next day, Bulma is talking to someone on the phone about Bula. Most of the Z-Fighters gather at Capsule Corp to discuss a strategy. After putting Bula to bed, Bulma gets a phone call from Mr. Satan about Majin Buu falling asleep and won't wake up for a couple of months. As Goku left to wake Majin Buu up, Gohan reveals that Goku bribed everyone with a fake prize money to recruit them. Goku asks the money from Bulma, but she refuses. However, Bulma changes her mind and offers to pay everyone for their participation, but makes Goku promise to fight his hardest since this is about survival. Bulma, like everyone else, is shocked when Goku suggests they recruit Frieza as a replacement, and later when Goku reveals he promised to resurrect Frieza if they win, until Whis agrees with Goku's reasoning. Trunks questions Frieza's picture on the team member board, and Bulma, not wanting Trunks to know about the tournament, lies that those on the board are guests for a celebration of Bulla's birth. When Trunks doubts this, Vegeta reluctantly lies that Frieza has redeemed. Bulma and Vegeta are irritated at Goku for using Trunks as a bargain to get Android 17 to participate. However, Bulma helps Goku to find a gift for Baba as payment for bringing Frieza. After Goku shows up with Frieza and everyone is leaving, Bulma cheers for everyone to do their best, and she is counting on them. After Universe 7 emerges victorious, Bulma hugs Vegeta, relieved he came home safely, while he holds Bulla. A celebration party is then held for Bulla, during which Bulma and 18 converse with 17 while he is taking a vacation on her cruise. Bulma holds Bulla as everyone showers the baby with presents, but she is dismayed when Goku and Vegeta decide to have a rematch. This is contrasted in the manga, as after Universe 7's victory in the Tournament of Power, and the return of Team Universe 7 back to Capsule Corporation, Bulma is glad that everyone is safe and welcomes them back. After everyone leaves to go back to their respective homes, except for Beerus and Goku, who stay behind to discuss with Vegeta about how tough of an opponent Jiren was that they couldn't put a scratch on him, Beerus explains that the multiverse is big, full of powerful fighters that may rival Goku and Vegeta's power respectively, but Goku replies that 17 also rarely does anything, yet his strength still rivals theirs. Bulma overhears this and is mad, retorting that 17 is a proper, hardworking man and has a job, unlike Goku and Vegeta, who don't because they like to spend most of their time training. Vegeta is mad that Goku brought 17 up, as Bulma hasn't forgiven him for promising 17 a ship without talking about it to her beforehand. Due to her fury, Goku decides to leave while Vegeta promises to change Bulla's diaper and make her milk in exchange for not going through Bulma's fury. Galactic Patrol Prisoner Saga. While at Capsule Corporation, Bulma receives an urgent call from Mr. Satan informing her that a mysterious gang has showed up at his house and are trying to capture Buu. Bulma then passes on the message to Goku and Vegeta while they are in the middle of training. 1 week later, Bulma is angry due to the fact that both Goku and Vegeta have since vanished. She questions Mr. Satan and determines that the Galactic Patrol appear to be behind it, so they head to her sister's island so that Bulma can use her communicator in order to get in touch with Jocko. When she reaches the island, she successfully reaches Jocko, who informs her that Goku and Vegeta have currently joined the Galactic Patrol. Bulma warns Jocko that her husband had better be safe and demands that a ship be sent to her so that she head over to the headquarters, though Jocko instead pretends that his phone has ran out of minutes and hangs up on her. Later, Bulma heads to the lookout with Mr. Satan and Bulla to ask Dend where Piccolo is, and Dend replies that Piccolo had just left. Bulma explains to Dend that they got word from Jocko that he wants to recruit Piccolo to the Galactic Patrol, and Dend assumes that the Galactic Patrol must be battling someone currently and asks Bulma to tell him everything she knows about the situation. Bulma says she doesn't have the full details, so she uses Tight's communicator to contact Jocko to tell them about the situation. After Jocko explains, he asks Bulma to gather Gohan, Krillin and Tien Shinhan in preparation for Moro's arrival, and warns them that Moro has also sent some scout squads into space in search for possible planets for Moro to eat. Dend agrees to come along with Bulma, Mr. Satan and Bulla to find Piccolo and inform him about the situation. After finding Piccolo, who had apprehended the Macarini gang, they return to the lookout, where they are joined by Krillin, with Bulma asking where Gohan and Tien Shinhan are. Shortly after, Jocko arrives in order to recruit the fighters, and when he finds that 7-3 and 2 other minions are coming to Earth, he attempts to leave, but Bulma stops him, saying that he should stay and fight as he's the only one who knows about them. The minions appear using a warp portal, and when Krillin and Yunba's battle moves away from the lookout, Bulma, Mr. Satan and Dend enter a ship to follow after them to see if they're alright. 2 months later, when the Galactic Bandit Brigade and Moro arrive on Earth, Bulma along with her friends are still at the lookout. Bulma sets up monitors linked to drones so that they can watch the battles taking place below, and is upset when she sees Vegeta being defeated. Granola the Survivor Saga. Bulma contacts Goku and Vegeta to inform them that 2 aliens are asking for help to defeat a villain who is the strongest in the universe. Abilities. Intelligence. Although her physical strength is that of a regular human, Bulma possesses a practically superhuman level intellect, being able to create technology capable of feats beyond contemporary science. She usually displays keen analytical skills and ability to recognize design and engineering styles, even being able to understand the engineering sensibilities of her alternate future counterpart's time machine. Given that her father was the inventor of the DinoCap technology that is frequently used throughout the series, it stands to reason that Bulma is well versed in compressible microtechnology, which is shown in her creation of Saiyan battle armor, which adjusts to fit the size of the wearer, which likely possesses the ability to stretch to Ozaru-sized beings just as the original models did. Her inventions are often used for her quest for the Dragon Balls or for her father's company, as well as for helping her friends on winning important battles. Many of these creations, like Dragon Radar, are so complex that experts and scientists have not been able to understand them. With time, she obtained a great understanding of alien technology and biology, as she was able to design Saiyan battle armor that mimicked the properties of Vegeta's armor that he wore on planet Namek, and made her own variant that could keep up with the rigors of Super Saiyan and above levels of exertion and physical stress. Her understanding of Saiyan biology comes into play with her ability to design training equipment for Vegeta and Trunks, knowing the parameters of Saiyan physiology. This is likely due to having witnessed the increases in strength that Saiyans are capable of due to having seen Goku gradually improve his strength and abilities for decades, as well as having raised half-Saiyan children and having had close contact with Gohan and Goten during their lives as well. She has also had the opportunity to improve her scientific knowledge by studying various pieces of alien technology from Jaco's spaceship as a child, Raditz Scouter, to the nameless Namekian spaceship, an attack ball remote, and battle armor which she either repaired and/or reverse-engineered. Additionally, she studied the technology of other scientists such as Android 17's blueprints, Android 16 while repairing him, and the blood swave generator originally developed by herself for Baby while infected with a Tuffle parasite. She also studied her future self's work in the field of time machine development after receiving access to her late counterpart's notebook, thus potential knowledge of future developments in the technology of an alternate future timeline. Bulma also has proven several times to be a very capable pilot, even being able to drive spaceships and large airplanes. Her skills as a pilot are such that she is able to perform many complex and daring maneuvers at supersonic speeds both in the sky and in subaquatic environments, even being able to intimidate her son when she is properly motivated. This was best seen when trying to go to reaction out of her stoic husband in mid-transit to an island for a family vacation, with her aerial antics being enough to terrify and unnerve Trunks. Though she does not possess the ability to manipulate Ki herself, according to an anime filler scene where Captain Ginyu possessed her body, Bulma has been able to sense the power of other fighters. However, this was a temporary skill obtained from Captain Ginyu. Although she is not a fighter, Bulma is skilled at shooting by using different types of guns and machines. From time to time, her strength has been exaggerated for comedic purposes, even to the point where she is able to perform feats of strength normally thought to be impossible for a regular woman. Her abilities as an inventor even as a teenager was enough to outdo even the likes of Senbei Norimaki, who had trouble figuring out how to fix the dragon radar she had created despite his own talent as an inventor. Even as a young girl, Jocko was so amazed by the power of a ray gun she had invented he even asked her if she would join the Galactic Patrol when she was older in recognition of her skill. However, despite her intelligence, it is shown to be rivaled in certain areas by Emperor Pilaf, such as programming skills as shown in Dragon Ball Super when he rewrote the Time Machine software, which Bulma herself noted was better and allowed it to remain, showing she is smart enough to recognize when someone's talent is greater than her own. If you want to support me, check out my Patreon at https://www.patreon.com/Kaioshin. I tend to polls that decide important plot stuff in my P at Trian. Many thanks to my awesome patrons. Ben Phillips.
If you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later, bye bye.